President, thank you for joining us. As you know, Israel is under pressure on many fronts to curtail this operation. The UN Secretary General told your Prime Minister today to end the operation. The President of the General Assembly said today that the Israeli invasion is a monstrosity. How will Israel respond to this pressure?
Very clearly, if there is somebody that can stop terror with a different strategy, we shall accept it. We shall not accept the idea that the Hamas will continue to fire and we shall declare a ceasefire. It does not make any sense.
So no ceasefire?
Yes, they said they are going to have a ceasefire. They didn't respect it. They did things which are unprecedented in the history, even of terror. They made mosques into headquarters. They put in bombs in the kindergartens, in their own homes. They are hiding in hospitals. They are shooting endlessly for no reason, for no purpose, without any explanation and without any hope. They are now beginning to feel the weight of their mistakes.
There is some confusion over the Israeli endgame. The Prime Minister said the goal is not to crush Hamas, but the Foreign Minister told me just the other day that Hamas in power is a problem for Israel and eventually they must be removed. Other Israeli officials have said the same thing. Can there be a negotiated peace with Hamas, or must Hamas be removed?
We don't intend neither to occupy Gaza nor to crush Hamas, but to crush terror. And Hamas needs a real and serious lesson. They are now getting it. We were careful, we restrained, we waited, we gave them many chances. At the beginning they say, you occupied Gaza, but we left Gaza completely. We dismantled the settlements. There was no single Israeli. They cannot explain why are they shooting, what for are they shooting, and they cannot hide that they are acting by orders from Iran. Iran has two satellites in the Middle East, the Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. They are serving a foreign country at the cost of their security and life of their own children and their own people.
You say you don't want to occupy Gaza over the long term, but then how can you be sure that you will end the terror, that you will end the rocket firing on Israel? And how will Gaza be governed? Who can come in and offer some hope to the Palestinians who are living in Gaza and turn it into a functioning state?
Gaza was part of the Palestinian Authority. The present Hamas group revolted against their own authority. The head of the authority, the president of the Palestinian people, Mr. Abbas, was duly elected by 62%. They should come under the government of the Palestinian elected authority. Anyway, we are not going to mix in their politics, but we have decided not to permit to shoot against us. We have the means, nobody else has the means. When they will stop terror, then we shall return to normal life.
Hamas was also elected in Gaza. Won't it be a problem for the Fatah leadership to come back in or try to come back into power after an Israeli invasion? Won't they lose credibility with their own people?
Maybe, but that's not a reason to shoot at us. That's not a reason to kill our children. That's not a reason to have 80 or 90 missiles every day for no reason over civilian life. We cannot answer their questions, but we have to answer our own. Our government, with all due respect to public opinion, to pressures and so on, we have, by law and by reason, to defend our people. And nobody else has suggested how to do it otherwise.
Finally,
and
sir.
For that reason, the Arab world is... I'm sorry. And for that reason, the public opinion even in the Arab world is divided because they understand that there is a senseless bloodshed initiated and conducted by the Hamas people.
Finally, sir, the head of the Shin Bet General Security Services told a cabinet meeting in Israel today, it's been reported, that Hamas has eased its demands for a ceasefire with Israel. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. They made a demand, they made a suggestion to have a ceasefire and open the passages. To open the passages without control means to enable them to bring in more rockets, more missiles, more weapons, more supply from Iran. Doesn't make any sense that we shall do it. Because it started with open passages. They could have moved around without any difficulties. We even permitted the supply of money, not only medical supply, money that we have collected to the Hamas. So what do they want? That we shall open to them again to have more supply of weapons and bombs? We say we are not going to answer. Even today, by the way, one of the passages is open because there is no shortage of basic needs in Gaza. We take care that medical equipment and food and fuel will arrive to Gaza, even today.
Okay, Mr. President, thank you very much for your time this morning.